Hey guys, Enzo Flojo here, and this is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast, the only show that brings you the latest scoop on everything basketball here in the Philippines. Whether you're a diehard fan, a casual observer, or just looking for some good old-fashioned hoop talk, you've come to the right place. So whether you're a fan of the PBA, the UAAP, the NCAA, Gilas, or any other league in the Philippines, we've got you covered. And if you're just discovering the exciting world of Philippine basketball, we're here to guide you through every dunk, crossover, three-pointer, and controversial college transfer. So get ready to be entertained, informed, and inspired as we delve into the world of Philippine basketball. This is the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. Let's talk some hoops. Hey guys, Enzo Flojo here, and this is episode 8 of the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. Thank you so far for staying with me for the practically first week of this whole initiative. No? Like I said in episode 0, this is something now we hope we can sustain on a daily basis. And so far, for the first week, I think we've pretty much done it so far. And we'll see how long it goes. So for this episode, season 8, not season 8, hopefully we'll put the season 8, but season 1, episode 8. This episode, we'll talk about what matters more. Okay, reclaiming the gold medal in the 2023 Southeast Asian Games in Cambodia, or finishing top 3, which means finishing on the podium, okay, in the Asian Games. So now, I'm asking this question because we're in a position right now in this year, in 2023, Philippine basketball is in a position where I don't think it's ever been in this position because so many things are happening, diba? One, we have the Southeast Asian Games in Phnom Penh in Cambodia in, I think, less than 10 days time. No? It's going to be in May 5. So, hindi naman less than 10 days, but in about less than 2 weeks time, okay, in Cambodia. So that's one thing. 2, we have the Asian Games later this year in Hangzhou, China, okay? So I don't think I can remember a year when the Asian Games and the SEA Games were in the same year. But I'm not sure that's ever happened, at least in the recent past. Okay, 3rd, we are hosting, not playing in, hosting the FIBA Basketball World Cup here in the Philippines, in Manila. All right, so those 3 things in the same calendar year, just thinking about it, it's crazy. And I can only imagine all the people in the SBP, the Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas, they're preparing for the SEA Games. They're preparing for the World Cup. They're going to prepare for the Asian Games after that. They're preparing for everything that's happening around the World Cup. Okay, because playing in the World Cup is vastly different from actually hosting it. Because you're going to be preparing for the draw, which is going to be next weekend. So a lot of delegates coming in, representatives from the different countries coming in for that. You have to prepare for lodging, for logistics, for media credentials. That was a big headache back in 2019 when China hosted the World Cup. It was a big headache for a lot of media people. And I'm sure it was a big headache for the organizers. So that's huge. Then you have the Asian Games afterward. I'm not sure. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that the Asian Games will be parang like an afterthought na lang. No? But I hope I'm wrong. No? But there's so many things happening. It's an interesting year, a crazy year. So I'm asking this question because we're coming off a loss in the SEA Games, and we haven't finished on the podium in the Asian Games for a very long time. It's been a long, kind of a long drought already for the Philippines. And I'm not sure if the resource management we have for Gilas preparations and all that is, if the resource management is being or will be done well enough so that we play well in all these tournaments. SEA Games, World Cup, Asian Games. And, on top of that, we have our Obviously, we have our Gilas women as well in their own tournaments. We have our 3x3 teams in their tournaments. We have Batang Gilas, of which I'm a part. We have our under 16 tournament later this year as well. So many things are happening, so many things on the plate of SBP. All right, and I'm kind of afraid that juggling all these things in the same calendar year, something is bound to hit the ground. Imagine like you're juggling a lot of balls or eggs or whatever, and then something's bound to hit the floor, something's bound to crack, and it's practically impossible to make sure we do well in all these things. So, of course, we all hope we do well, but something might have to do. So I'm asking right now, which would be worth more to you as a Filipino basketball fan? Reclaiming the gold medal in the SEA Games or reclaiming our spot on the podium in the Asian Games? Not even a gold medal in the Asian Games, just finishing top 3 in the Asian Games. Which would be worth more? Now, let's take a step back and let's parang go back to last year, 2022 Southeast Asian Games in Vietnam. Gilas Pilipinas, we had a very good team in that Asian Games. We had the Ravenna brothers, we had Junmar Fajardo, we had Troy Rosario, our Pogoy. It was a very, very good team we sent to the Southeast Asian Games last year. No naturalized player, okay, but I think the consensus was, did we even need one? Okay? Remember that going into that gold medal game against Indonesia in 2022, okay, we actually went in undefeated. Okay, I'm looking at our results already right here. Yeah, we went undefeated. We beat Thailand by 3, and before the tournament began, a lot of people, myself included, kind of felt maybe Thailand was our toughest competition rather. In the Southeast Asian Games last year, we beat them by 3, 76-73. We blasted Cambodia 100-32. We blasted Singapore 88-37. We blew out the host country 88-60, Vietnam. Okay, we blew out Malaysia 87-44. So we basically outclassed every single opponent in the SEA Games. And then came Indonesia. Okay, and we lost to Indonesia 85-81. And that was a big loss. No, I mean, was the writing on the wall? I'm not sure. No, I'm not sure if it's fair to say that the writing was on the wall. It was definitely an upset for the ages. No, but from Indonesia's perspective, I mean, they had a pretty stacked roster as well. You have kind of like their version of the phenom. No, you had 6'8" Derek Michael Zaviero, born 03, maybe arguably the best 03 player in Southeast Asia. Maybe better than Francis Lopez? I don't know, maybe, no? But last year, Francis was on that team. He didn't play much, okay? But this guy, Derek, he played a ton for Indonesia, and he hurt Gilas last year. He was arguably the best big man who was not named Marquise Bolden in that gold medal game. No? I think he outplayed guys like Troy, maybe even someone like Junmar, no? And it's just really, really tough. But now we have a chance to reclaim the gold medal, and that's definitely going to be a big thing. We already talked about how Gilas is having a hard time putting practices together, so I don't know, we don't feel good about that. On the other hand, we have the Asian Games. No? And in the Asian Games, it happens every 4 years. It doesn't happen as often as the SEA Games. And the last time we finished, take note, the last time we finished top 3 in the Asian Games was way back in a different century. Okay? The last time we finished top 3 in the Asian Games was way back when it was still Coach Tim Cone coaching the national team. And that was called the Centennial Team. That was when I was in high school. Okay? Back in 1998. So that was in the 1990s, in the 20th century. So we've never finished top 3 after that. 2002, we finished 4th. That was the Busan Asian Games. Lee Sang-min, last second game winner in the semifinals. We underachieved against Kazakhstan in the battle for third. So the Kazakhstan beat us by 2 points. We finished outside of the podium. 2006, we didn't participate. That was a FIBA ban. We didn't participate. 2010, we finished, I think, I'm looking at it now. 2010 Asian Games, we finished 6th place. 5 wins, 4 losses. Now, that's when we sent, I think, the Smart Gilas team. So arguably not our best team to the Asian Games. 2014, this was with Marcus Douthit, that infamous tournament where we finished with a losing record. 3 wins against 4 losses. Okay? And in 2018, this was also kind of weird because this was when we had Jordan Clarkson play for our team. And despite having Clarkson, we still finished outside of the top 4 in the Asian Games. So 3 wins against 2 losses. So SEA Games, we're trying to reclaim the gold medal. Okay? Asian Games, we're trying to reclaim our place in the top 3. We haven't done that in 25 years. We haven't finished on the podium in the Asian Games in 25 years now. So which one is worth more? For me, honestly, Asian Games is worth more. If we lose, if we don't win the gold medal in the SEA Games, but we finish top 3 in the Asian Games, for me, that's an okay trade-off already. But let's see. I asked this on Twitter several days ago. Which would be worth more as a Pinoy basketball fan, Finishing top 3 in the Asian Games or gold medal in the SEA Games? Here's how you guys voted. 82% said that finishing top 3 in the Asian Games would be worth more. And I agree. Okay, let's read out some comments, Here, from Vince. I'd say both. I mean, obviously, both. I mean, we want both. Okay, but you have to pick one. Okay, but sabi nga ni Vince, we have to do things systematically. Get the SEA Games gold with the right preparation, which I don't think we have so far. Have a great showing at the World Cup, and I hope we do. Then build off that to the Asian Games, and I hope we do that as well. But so far, Vince, we haven't started on the right foot because we haven't given Coach Chot and Gilas the best preparation for the SEA Games. Right? Next, from Denzel Isidro. Asian Games is the closest thing to have to an Olympics-esque accomplishment. So Asian Games, greater than SEA Games. But if they want redemption in the SEA Games, they should take it seriously and show respect to other Southeast Asian national teams as well. I think the coaching staff, I think the players, they definitely respect our opposition. Okay, but respect, I don't think that's the problem. I think it's really preparation, and we're not preparing well. Okay, whether it's a function of external factors or internal factors, I'm not so sure. But we're not really preparing well for the SEA Games, and that's what scares me right now. Okay, from Joa Cobb, SEA Games is like a toddler's playground. Grabe naman, toddler's playground. With Gilas as a pre-teen that throws its weight around. The Asian Games is where the big boys play. That's true. Level of competition is much bigger in the Asian Games. But I'm not sure if we're throwing our weight around in the SEA Games. I mean, we don't have the gold medal. Okay, so we'll see. Sana we reclaim it, and then we reclaim it in emphatic fashion. But again, based on the preparations we're seeing, I'm not confident that we can do that. I hope I'm wrong, but based objectively on the preparation that Gilas is having compared to the preparation that Indonesia is having, I'm not sure that's going to happen. From Models of Manila, SEA Games only because we got silver the last time. So for Models of Manila, SEA Games matters more. So we'll see. I mean, it's really going to be a tough call. I don't envy Coach Chot, definitely. I don't envy the players. They're going to have a lot of pressure entering the Southeast Asian Games now. And I hope that the Asian Games does not become an afterthought lap for our team. For me, this really boils down to 2 big questions. First, which matters more? Reclaiming lost, because this is both lost glory, diba? reclaiming lost glory in a smaller competition or reclaiming lost glory in a bigger competition. So for me, definitely Asian Games, bigger competition. And again, satisfaction is a function of expectations. In a way, we expect to do well in the SEA Games. Do we expect to do well in the Asian Games? Not so much. So if we actually do well in the Asian Games, parang we exceed those expectations by a bigger margin, diba? So for me, that's worth more. Okay? And the second bigger question is this: is winning on the international stage really a top level priority for Philippine basketball? Or is it only nice to have? Okay? We can have all the marketing gimmicks, marketing materials, all the slogans left and right. But if we look at our systems and structures in Philippine basketball, do the systems and structures reflect that winning internationally is a top level priority? For me, right now, I don't think so. But what do you guys think? Okay? Put your thoughts in the comments below. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. If you like this topic, then you should like our future topics and discussions as well. As always, we're going to spotlight the hottest issues and fan comments as well because we value what you guys think. Our next episode, as always, drops tomorrow, so watch out for that. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Again, thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Mabuhay Basketball Podcast. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed creating it. So don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, feel free to leave a comment because we love that engagement. And who knows, maybe your comment might be featured next. You can also read my stuff on clutchpoints.com, Tiebreaker Times, and of course, FIBA.basketball. Follow me on Twitter at Hoopnut or Instagram at TheHoopnut for more content and updates. Until next time, keep betting on yourself, shooting your shot, and seizing the moment. Mabuhay ang Philippine basketball.